For 150 years, football coaches have been trying to teach their athletes to play with a low center of gravity, that is, lower at the hips. Athletic movement is much faster and more powerful from a low center of gravity than it is from an upright position. The athlete that stays low dominates. The athlete that rises up gets beat. From the beginning, coaches have employed machines to help train athletes to play low, and hundreds have been invented. Yet years later, the number one mistake repeated by athletes, particularly football players, is playing too high. Now, how in the world can that be? Could it be that some of the drills used are to blame? Well, let's take a look. Let's start off with the blocking sled. The blocking sled has been around for 87 years. It slides across the ground. Does it require athletes to use proper form? Does it require athletes to stay low? And the third question is, does it require aggressive use of the hands? No, it can still slide using poor form and requires constant correction. How about chutes? A chute requires the athlete to stay low. However, the athlete can still bend over at the waist and get through the chute. Furthermore, chutes do not strengthen the hands, core, or coordinate movement between hands and feet. The tractor tire. Well, used tractor tires are cheap and they last forever, but what do they really teach? Is bending over a position that you want to practice? Well, how about curling with the palms up and the thumbs out? Now, is that what you want to show up with on the field? The final thrusting motion is good movement. But is it worth it to teach and strengthen all these contrary movements to achieve 1 second of proper movement? Other examples are available, but I'm sure by now you're identifying drills that could be teaching bad technique. As the old football adage goes, if it's practiced, it's going to show up on the field. So what type movement does teach and strengthen perfect technique? The answer is rolling resistance. Unlike sliding resistance, rolling resistance matches the movement necessary to dominate at the point of attack. To win at the point of attack, power must be delivered inward and upward, just as it is against rolling resistance. The difference between sliding resistance and rolling resistance could not be more obvious, nor more important. The good news is there is a training tool that offers rolling resistance. It's called the PowerDrive. The PowerDrive possesses everything needed to accurately train for power at the point of attack. The secret of the PowerDrive lies in its round ballast tank. The sand ballast constantly fights against movement as it rolls up the front of the tank when it's in motion. The tank is covered with a padded outer surface that, when struck with a hand, indents, thereby creating a handhold with which the athlete can force the face of the PowerDrive upward against the resistance of the ballast. The perfect movement to train and strengthen power at the point of attack year-round. Rolling resistance requires perfect form or the object will not roll. The athlete's body will seek the strongest and most efficient movement on its own. No constant correction required. All useful movements trained. Hands, feet, and hips. And every muscle in the kinetic chain between hands and feet will be strengthened. The athlete will become much stronger and actually more comfortable in this position. Will other rolling objects work? Most round objects will develop momentum and thereby become dangerous. Plus, once in motion, the lessened resistance will allow the athlete to migrate back to poor form. Obviously, not just any rolling object will work. The PowerDrive's unique combination of a sand ballast tank and padded surface succeeds where other equipment has failed. It produces observable, measurable results. Ask any of the hundreds of coaches who train with the PowerDrive, and they're going to tell you that it fulfills the long-felt need for a training device that will closely simulate the conditions that occur in the field and trains every athlete to play lower, stronger, faster, and better. Use your precious practice minutes wisely. Teach and strengthen perfect form while eliminating unintended technique imperfections. Have more time for the X's and O's. Visit PowerDriveTraining.com or call 512-271-7693 today and join the elite group of high school state champions and college top 10 teams, including last year's national champion, who all credit the PowerDrive with much of their success.